and she said we have until 20.
Huh?
So 2 minutes. I told Sarah that we were running late.
Okay.
She said 20.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So if
Okay.
we want to finish, we have to do it
So let's
right
start
now.
at the beginning of the instrumental then.
Sorry, Josh. I thought you were going into the words. I was like, oh, no. But then you were just doing free worship, so that was my bad.
Yeah.
It's 3, right? Not 4. 3.
Yeah.
3.
It kind of feels weird to do 3 instrumentals. Is there a way we can just cut 1 instrumental before we go to the where he starts singing?
That'd be kind of nice if it was just 2, but
Because it feels an awkward amount of times. Like, I feel like you should start singing there.
Well, that's because he's like, your war cry, your praise. He's like preaching.
Let's
basically.
get going. Yeah, he just took one out. Let's try it with 2 and
If
then
we do 2, that would probably
see
be
if we
good.
can finish it. So, yeah.
you said 2?
Yeesh.
Sing this out as a church. I lift my head. And I lift my head in the battle. Set my eyes on your face. My heart cries praise. And I lift my head to the heavens. I will call on your name. My heart cries praise.
That is ridiculous.
Check.
Yeah, we'll just have to turn it off.
Check. Vocal 5, right? Check.
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 Checkity, check. Check.
Yes. Yeah.
Check.
Yeah. I don't think we were accounting for that.
check.
And so we're like, oh, wait, it's drum break time.
Check.
There's a couple things, but we don't have time to talk about them. But also, we missed the break going into
Check.
the bridge. I lift my head.
Check.
No, that's before. That's
check.
that's way before. That's before we even go down. That's after we do the hits. A battle
Check.
belongs to
Check.
battle. He is fighting for us. Yeah. The break. And
Check. Oh, I can hear myself. Check a little bit. For us, the battle belongs
We'll talk about end of service and offering in the back
Check.
after.
Good job, you guys. I know you had troubles this morning. Do we have somebody who's on sound today? Oh, it's Heidi. Do you mind putting on that pre-service prayer
Check.
playlist? We can open up those doors and bring on anybody who is in here. Guys, I just realized I literally haven't been in a normal church service in a month because we had Christmas production 3 weeks ago, whatever. I missed 2 Sundays, which I've never missed. I don't think even since we like started the church, I missed 2 Sundays, which was wild. I know. So even just getting ready for this morning, I was like, oh, wow, this is just wild. I realize what like a normal average church attender, you know, is probably once a month church attendance. And what that does in your spirit is like not the greatest thing. You have to like reboot and restart every month, and it's just like, it's a lot, man. That consistency of church and the consistency of a prayer life and consistency of worship is, I mean, I do not want to take it for granted ever again. It's just like keeps your soul steady, keeps your eyes fixed on Jesus and all that good stuff. Do you guys like the lights dim? Okay, you do. You want them dim for prayer? Okay, Andrew says always. Yes, as we age and get older, our face, we have more bags in our eyes. It's like dimmer lights. Dimmer lights is better. He just does not want to see grumpy faces. Okay. But I want to start by reading this verse here in Philippians 4, such a well-known verse, but it just spoke to me this morning. And it says, Philippians 4:4, it says, always be full of joy in the Lord. I say it again, rejoice. And in a way, it's kind of like, it feels like, how do I do that? Like, how do I be full of joy and rejoice? Always, always. But then the next verse, it says, don't worry about anything, and instead pray about everything. And tell God what you need, and thank Him for all that He has done. And then you will experience God's peace, which exceeds anything we can understand. His peace will guard your hearts and minds as you live in Christ Jesus. So today, if there's anything that you are anxious about, anything that you are worried about, let's just pray it. Let's just pray about it. Let's just bring it to God, and then you will understand His peace, and then you will be full of joy, and you'll be able to rejoice always. And I think that sometimes in our life, like, we start to push down our anxious feelings because we're like, I have to rejoice, I have to rejoice. But I think there's actually something really healthy about just knowing where you're at and just being able to bring it to God and pray it through. Because really, as you pray it through, that's how you really experience God's peace. If you just push it down all the time and you're like, everything's good, and I'm going to pray about the good things, it's like, no, let's just face it. Pray about what you're going through, and you will truly experience God's peace. And I believe that this morning is what I want people to experience as they come into the house of God today. They want to experience God's peace. You know, some of them are coming in and have not been to church all holiday season. So the only words that they've been getting are from their family and friends that are dysfunctional and crazy. And even us Christians,